Let me pull this
All
up.
right, good morning. We're going to call today's Housing, Urban Development, and Zoning Committee to order. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Alderman Cone. Alderwoman Schweitzer. Present. Alderwoman Sanye. Alderman Browning.
Present.
Chair Clark Hubbard.
Here.
Alderman Cone. Alderwoman Sanye. You have 3 present. You have a quorum.
All right, with that, I'll accept a motion to approve the minutes from Tuesday, March 5th, 2024.
So moved.
Second.
It was moved by Alderwoman Schweitzer and second by Alderman Browning that accept the minutes from Tuesday, March 5th, 2024. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Alderman Cone. Alderwoman Schweitzer.
Aye.
Alderwoman Sanye. Alderman Browning.
Aye.
Chair Clark Hubbard.
Aye.
Alderman Cone. Alderwoman Sanye. We have 3 aye votes.
All right, with that, we've accepted the minutes from Tuesday, March 5th. We're going to move along with the agenda. I'm excited to move along with the agenda today. Alderwoman Keys, you are recognized on Board Bill 211.
Good morning, Madam Chair, and thank you, members of the board. I know we're still on break, and so I'm very happy that you guys are able to hear Board Bill 211. And so as it says, and if we could have the clerk to please read the summary.
Board Bill number 212, introduced by Alderwoman Laura Keys. An ordinance approving a redevelopment plan dated December 13, 2022 for the Jeff Vanderloo Scattered Sites Development Area in the City of St. Louis, after finding that the area is blighted as defined in Section 99.320 of the Revised Statutes of Missouri, 2016 as amended, and is blighted as defined in Section 353.020, finding that there shall be available 15 years of tax abatement, 10 years based on 90% of the assessed value of the incremental improvements, and followed 5 years based on 50% of the assessed value of the improvements, and pledging cooperation of the Board of Aldermen.
All right. Thank you so much. Alderwoman Keys, would you like to have your speakers come up and present?
Absolutely, and unfortunately, I can't really see who's there. Hopefully, Zach Wilson is in the house.
Yes, I got you. Zach Wilson is here and Mr. Harvey.
Thank you so much. So, yes, let us please proceed and have these gentlemen to talk about the bill.
This is a very exciting board bill where SLDC is very supportive of this development. Many of these parcels were LRA parcels, especially the building that the Negro League would be going into. It scores very well on the community scorecard, 99 points out of 169. So it's one of the highest scoring projects we have had go across our board. This project dates back to 2022. It kind of ran out runway when the Board of Aldermen went down, so Alderman Evans and Alderman Bosley could not introduce it in time, and that's why it's delayed here. It is a couple phases. First phase is office space and a museum in the vacant building, and the second phase would be senior housing a block away. I'll let Garden Harvey speak on the project.
Where's that?
Garden Harvey, sorry.
So, I was just for the public and for our colleagues, I want to make sure. So there was going to be a continuance on this hearing today. And with that, we might not have the presentations in place that are associated with this legislation. Do we have that somewhere we can access and send it over, or do we need to?
This was emailed to the clerk last week.
Okay.
So it should hopefully be on the attachments with the board bill.
Okay. It's in the drive. Okay. Okay. And while she's doing that, we'll go ahead and have you, Mr. Harvey. I didn't want you to get back comfortable and get sworn in, and then tell us all about this amazing development.
Well, good morning, and okay.
May I swear you in? If you raise your right hand for me, do you affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, and thank you. Can you state your full name for the record and the company?
Sure. My name is Guyton Harvey, and the company is Financier LLC.
You may proceed. Thank you.
All right. Well, I wanted to thank you for allowing me to speak today. As a proud product of North St. Louis, I'm happy to have a project in my hometown. The project is going to entail commercial development as well as residential development. The first phase of the project is a Negro League Baseball Museum affiliate, as well as contemplated other commercial entities. The second phase will be senior affordable housing, which will be 34 to 40 units of senior affordable housing. And the third phase will be home construction as well as some retail. We have been fortunate to assemble a number of lots within the city, and consequently, we're in a position to develop. And we're
Can you
available.
tell us where the development is?
The development is at 2423 North Spring in the Jeff Vanderloo neighborhood. The senior housing will be on Prairie Street. This is all surrounding Rumboldt Park. So essentially the development will wrap around the park. So.
All right. Did you have any other speakers with you that you wanted to have speak?
Not this morning.
Okay. All right. And Alderwoman Keys, did you have any other comments you want to make before we move to public?
Well, this project is very near to the neighborhood. Well, it is the neighborhood because it's right in back of what used to be St. Teresa's Church, now St. Josephine something or other. And the building that he's talking about with the Black History Museum has been a long-standing building that it's just been there, and it's exciting to hear now that this new development is coming, and as you move further west, just a block or two over, there's a lot of new houses that were built under the leadership of former Alderman Sam Moore. So this will fit very well with what is existing and help to elevate the area. So with that, I will ask for your favorable consideration.
All right. Thank you so much, Madam Alderwoman. Madam Clerk, do we have any speakers?
We have none.
Okay. I'll move. Is Vice Chair Sanye on Zoom yet?
No, she is not up here on Zoom.
Okay. Alderwoman Schweitzer.
Thank you. I appreciate you coming today and being ready to go and being ready for our hearing. This is a really interesting project. I had seen some news about this in the past, and it's, we're talking about it 2 years later. Can you tell me a little bit more about your work as a developer and anything you know about you as you move into this project?
Sure. Well, I'm a graduate of Morehouse College, finance major. Went on to business school and law school. I'm University of California graduate. I've been in economic development for approximately 20 plus years, worked with the District of Columbia in the Development Finance Division, and actually structured transactions between the District of Columbia and private developers. And in the city of St. Louis proper, I've been associated with other projects.
And so you said you had involvement with other projects, but you repeat that last line you said?
My family essentially owns real estate in St. Louis, and I've worked with them.
Is this the first time you've sought any sort of abatement, or?
I'm sorry, I didn't know.
Is this the first time that you've worked to get any sort of financial incentive package with the city of St. Louis for development?
Yes, with the city of St. Louis.
Okay, but you have done this elsewhere?
Yes.
Okay. And you're familiar and committed to all of the things that you have to do in order to fill your side of the bargain on all of that work?
Absolutely.
Okay, fantastic.
No.
That's good. It's good to have that. And obviously, by the time it gets to us, I think people who are the first time that this has been heard, that this project is coming forward. Maybe they just tune into the Board of Aldermen and not any of the other planning meetings or other things that take place. So always want to point out that there's a long process that goes on and a lot of staff time and work before anything ever makes it to us. Thank you for your time. Mr. Wilson, do you have a few minutes? Yeah. Thank you. What's that? Thank you so much. I appreciate you being here. I was looking for the visual of the community benefits scorecard while you were talking. I tend to need to have things in front of me, and I saw it attached to the bill a little later than you were talking, so that's on me. But could you just go over a little bit more of how this qualifies as a Tier 3 project and what that means for what kind of package is put together?
Yeah, I'd like to point out this project was presented to LCRA in 2022 and
Okay.
the Planning Commission in 2020. So we had to kind of go back and score it with the community scorecard because the community scorecard was adopted after this. So,
Thank you.
the affordable housing piece scores 40 out of 50 because of the senior housing. Geography, that's the top tier we can do. It's in a distressed area that needs investment, so that's why it scores 30 out of 30. It's a minority-owned business, existing vacant building. It's been on LRA inventory. It's a beautiful building, but it's been vacant for many, many years. Historic preservation, Mr. Harvey's applying for historic tax credits. There's some cleanup with the land and the building, so that scores 5 points additional. Amount of investments, 4 out of 7. Transit access, Grand is about a block away, so that scores some points for transportation. Outside funding, Mr. Harvey's applying for multiple sources. That's why he gets 2 out of 2. Public, and that's how we come up to 99. The 30 and 40 points for geography and affordable housing is where the bulk of the points come in. And this does score Tier 3, but we're capping the debatement at 10 years at 90, 5 years at 50, because that's what we do with affordable housing projects. Mr. Harvey's applying for LIHTC for the senior housing. That's why he's getting 10 years at 90, followed by 5 years at 50.
I appreciate that. And I think this scorecard is really important because it's a suggested maximum. It's not if the project qualifies within this boundaries, it must follow that this is what they get. And so I know that for you to get from this range to what the package is put together is looking at the finances and the project and what this project is. So I appreciate that. And you, with that information and as it's moved through the process, this is the package that's come out of that.
Correct. And
Okay.
the key piece with LIHTC, there's my compliance period for 15 years that the state, the developer has to comply with the state, and that helps enforce those affordability rates that sometimes if we give a longer abatement, we don't have that compliance piece, and that's why we don't like.
That's really interesting. So, the city's abatement piece would only be while it would definitely have affordable housing.
Correct.
And if they change their mind, the city's no longer abating the project because it would be scoring completely differently than it would score now because 30 of those points or 40 of those points would disappear immediately.
Correct.
So that's smart. That's thoughtful. Thank you. Can you talk a little bit more about, and maybe this is a better question for Mr. Harvey, but just the map of the project? I see some things in green, some things in pink, and I just don't know what that all looks like on the economic analysis page.
What page are you on?
It says economic analysis at the top of the page, and then there's a map of what I assume is the project area, and there's some different colors on the map, and I didn't know what those colors referenced.
The pink is the commercial aspects of the project, and the orange is the residential pieces.
Oh, that's funny. That looks green to me.
Oh, well, yeah, well,
Oh, wow, it's yellow to Michael. We're having one of those moments.
We only have a certain amount of colors on the ink of the printer. So
Fair enough.
yes.
Okay, thank you very much. That's okay. That's really interesting. That's cool. And then I imagine that the surrounding areas where there's residential, that's also where there is residential, and where there's business, that's where there might be some other storefronts that they're kind of mingling into.
Correct. There's a couple churches along Spring there that the commercial would face, but everything else is residential mostly around there.
Okay. Well, thank you for answering my questions. I really appreciate it.
Alderman Browning.
Thank you. Can you hear me? Okay, thank you. If the developer wouldn't mind standing back up here for a second. Sure. I'm sorry, what was your name again?
My name is Guyton Harvey.
Guyton Harvey. All right. Mr. Harvey, well, I'm wondering, there is a Negro Leagues museum in Kansas City.
Yes,
And I was wondering what the relation is to that, if there is any.
there is one. We're going to be an affiliate of the Negro League Baseball Museum in Kansas City, and essentially we're going to emphasize the role that the St. Louis Stars and the other prominent African-American baseball players have contributed to baseball, as well as the city of St. Louis. And I just want to back up a moment. Alderwoman Schweitzer, thank you for acknowledging our assemblage and our dedication to affordable housing. We definitely are going to provide 34 to 40 units of affordable housing.
Great.
Yes.
That's excellent. Yeah, I'm also very excited about that. I'm curious, are you starting with a collection, or is it anticipated that you're going to be renovating the building and then the collection might follow?
Well, what we're hoping to do, we're running on parallel tracks in terms of the senior housing development as well as commercial development. So right now we're really, how do I say, we're working with the CDA to ensure that we can have our affordable housing project supported. And we have been working with SLDC to ensure that the commercial building moves forward as well.
And so there's no tenant that you have in mind for the commercial aspect at this point?
We do. And that would be the Negro League Baseball Museum affiliate. And we have been speaking with a community health entity, so.
Okay, great. And I think that's the extent of my questions here. No, I think that's it. Just a fun fact for everybody. You mentioned the St. Louis Stars. They used to play where Harris Stowe is right now.
Correct.
It's the first baseball stadium to be electrified, which was a big deal. So, little baseball history in St. Louis. I'm excited about this project. I don't have any other questions. Just happy to support it.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Madam Clerk, did anybody come on to the Zoom?
I do not have any written testimony.
Okay. Well, I'm excited too. And I'm very excited to have had this surprise blessing to be able to meet you today, to connect with the alderwoman, alderwoman of this project, because this is going to be not only an asset, but it just the fact that you're from the neighborhood and giving back to the neighborhood in this way, in a very unique way. And
St.
being,
Louis is part of it.
yes, I love it. That's what absolutely I think we're all here for, and we want to make sure that we promote here, that we support this kind of responsible development from our own homeboys. So that's good. All right. Well, with that, I'll Keys, you're welcome to close.
All right. Well, I'd like to thank SLDC, Zach Wilson, and his team, as well as Mr. Harvey, for bringing this project, home, basically. And I am very excited. As you all know, senior housing is at a premium. And what this housing project will mean for the people living in that community who may be getting ready to transition from a traditional house to senior living is that they'll be able to stay in their community. And that's really, really important for seniors is that everything doesn't change all at once. There will be an opportunity that they could literally transition from their home into the same neighborhood. So with that being said, I would ask for your favorable consideration.
All right, with that, I'll accept the motion to approve, to pass rather Board Bill 211 out with a due pass recommendation.
So moved.
Second, previous roll.
It was moved by Alderman Browning, second by Alderwoman Schweitzer. Hearing no objection to previous roll, congratulations, Mr. Harvey. Congratulations, Alderwoman Keys. You passed Board Bill 211. All right.
Thank you
members,
all.
No problem. Any resolutions for review?
We have none.
Anyone have any committee discussions or announcements? Okay, with that, I'll accept the motion to adjourn. Oh, I'm sorry. I did have one excuse. I want to excuse both of them, actually. Alderman Cone and Vice Chair Sanye. And then with that, I'll accept the motion to adjourn.
So moved. Previous roll.
All right, moved by Alderwoman Schweitzer, seconded by Alderman Browning. Hearing no objection, we are adjourned. Have a blessed day.